So once in a while, I come across a piece of astronomical equipment that makes me question whether it is worth spending thousands of dollars in order to get a perfect optical device. Let's take the Morpheus 6.5mm eyepiece from Baader Planetarium for example, as this is another similar case. After playing around with it for a while, it put some things into a different perspective for me, and in this video I will tell you all about it. Hi, I'm Bogdan Damian and welcome to Video Observatory. Baader Planetarium is a popular German manufacturer of optical equipment for amateur and professional astronomers. The company was founded in 1966 by Klaus Baader and first started out by producing observatories for schools and universities. Later, they began diversifying their portfolio by designing and producing eyepieces and telescope accessories as well. Their products are known both for their excellent quality and the standardized modular design used across the entire product lineup. Baader's flagship eyepiece series is the Morpheus, which consists of 6 eyepieces in total with different focal lengths, starting at 4.5mm and going all the way up to 17.5mm. All eyepieces offer a very wide apparent field of view of 76 degrees and a generous eye relief that varies a bit across the board. Today I have the 6.5mm version with me, which got delivered in this rather fancy looking box. If we open it and look inside, we find the eyepiece, a bunch of dust caps, a 7.5mm long M43 extension ring, a second eye guard and a transportation pouch including a metal clip, which I'm going to tell you all about later in this video. So let's take a closer look at the eyepiece. Besides the already mentioned focal length of 6.5mm, it also features an apparent field of view of 76 degrees and an 18.5mm long eye relief. At the top, we find a very wide top lens that should be able to allow for a very comfortable viewing experience. It is surrounded by a soft rubber eye guard that can also be folded down in case you want to observe while wearing your eyeglasses. So it doesn't feature a fancy twisting mechanism, but it gets the job done. The housing is completely made out of anodized aluminum, featuring a rubber grip band around its waist. Inside there are 8 lens elements in 5 groups that are fully multi-coated using a proprietary technology called phantom coating. In order to increase contrast levels, the lens edges and the inside of the housing are also painted black. Moving towards the bottom of the housing, we find a 2-inch and a 1.25-inch barrel, making this eyepiece compatible with both formats. The smaller 1.25-inch nosepiece is also threaded on the inside, which allows for astronomical filters to be attached. Build quality wise, the Morpheus is very well put together. There is no rattling inside when shaken, everything is tight. The whole eyepiece feels like it's made out of a single piece of metal filled with glass. There is no doubt that this is a premium eyepiece, but what's even cooler is the list with all the items the Morpheus is compatible with and can be attached to, ranging from different adapters to filter systems and cameras, allowing for eyepiece projections and afocal projections using your camera's lens. For example, removing the rubber eye guard reveals a M43 thread for attaching different photo and video equipment such as a DSLR camera. This way you can use the eyepiece as a camera lens for taking pictures and videos through the telescope. This is called eyepiece projection and it's awesome. Since we're talking about build quality here, I have to mention the attention to details Baader thought of while designing the Morpheus series and the whole ecosystem around its optical instruments. Like the glow-in-the-dark paint used for writing the eyepiece's name and focal length on the side of the housing, making it visible when it's dark outside. Or the metal clip with bendable pins I mentioned earlier for attaching it to the eyepiece's pouch. This way, if you have more than one Morpheus eyepiece, you can bend different pins on the clip, thus making it easier to distinguish the eyepieces in the dark by simply moving your fingers over the clip and the pins without the need to take the eyepiece outside and look at it first. I just love when a manufacturer takes its time and thinks everything through, no matter how small the details are. Alright, the Morpheus seems to be a very capable top-tier eyepiece, but how does it perform under real conditions while observing the night sky with it? Well, in one word, excellent. Let me elaborate. I've tested it on multiple occasions over the last couple of weeks in combination with a 4-inch SV503 refractor telescope from Sibony and a 12-inch Pro-Dub Dobson telescope from Omegon. All the testing was done from my backyard and under bottle 4 skies with good seeing conditions. As soon as I inserted the eyepiece into the focuser and started looking through it, I was in for a real treat. The first thing that I noticed was how sharp the view was. No matter the telescope and the resulting magnification, Saturn and Jupiter both looked very crisp with hard edges where the planet starts and space begins. At first I thought that this might be the case only when I placed the target directly in the center of the field of view, but no, the whole field of view is sharp right up to the very edge. It's also flat, which conveys an immersive viewing experience. But let's go back to the image quality. Not only that the views through the Morpheus are sharp, but they are also bright and contrast rich. This made it possible to spot different nuances inside Jupiter's cloud bands and on Saturn distinguish between its A and B rings, which was just amazing to see with my own eyes. Sure, this had to do a lot with the great seeing conditions that night, but the eyepiece undeniably did an excellent job in extracting every bit of light information provided by the telescope. In terms of optical aberrations, I can report that the views produced by this eyepiece are very clean with no internal reflections or blackouts under normal viewing angles. There is a hint of chromatic aberrations around the very edge of the field of view, but only if you are really looking for it, otherwise it isn't noticeable. And this brings me to the overall viewing experience, which you guessed it, is very comfortable. The extra large top lens with a diameter of 35 mm, the high-walled and soft eye guard combined with the forgiving viewing angles make the Morpheus one of the easiest eyepieces to observe the night sky with. When compared with the 14mm 82 degrees from Explore Scientific, the Morpheus is able to deliver a better overall image quality. While brightness is similar between these two, contrast and sharpness go in favor of the eyepiece from Baader Planetarium. The field of view of the Morpheus, while smaller, is definitely flatter and presents a bit less chromatic aberrations. I also enjoy the views delivered by the Morpheus more than the ones delivered by the Explore Scientific because of the larger top lens, longer eye relief, and because it is more forgiving in terms of eye positioning. I know that a direct comparison to the 6.5 or the 6.7mm 82 degrees from Explore Scientific would have made more sense here, but I currently don't have access to those, and I believe that the general strengths of the 82 degree series are shared across the board. Build quality wise, both eyepieces are very well put together. The only category where the Explore Scientific manages to take a decisive win is price. Costing $100 less makes a compelling argument in favor of the Explore Scientific. But if it were me and I had to make a decision between these two, I would pay the extra money and get the Morpheus. In my opinion, it's worth it. Even though they aren't in the same category, I also want to compare the Morpheus to the 7mm X-Cel from Celestron, simply because I know that this question will pop up in the comments. So, this shouldn't take anyone by surprise, but the Morpheus comes out on top in every category but the price. It's simply the more refined eyepiece of the two, capable of offering brighter and sharper views that have better contrast and significantly less chromatic aberrations. So even if the Morpheus costs more than double, I'd still pick it over the X-Cel. In order to see what the Morpheus is really made of, I also compared it to the 9mm DeLite from Tele Vue, and I was pleasantly surprised. The 6.5mm Morpheus manages to match the optical performance of the DeLite in almost every category, which is no small feat, given that the DeLite is, in my opinion, one of the best eyepieces for planetary observations on the market. The only three aspects where I would still put the DeLite on top are brightness, chromatic aberrations, and viewing comfort. The DeLite manages to offer marginally brighter views with even less chromatic aberrations, and thanks to the longer eye relief, it also offers a more comfortable viewing experience. But seeing how the Morpheus features an apparent field of view that is significantly wider while also costing over $100 less, I would be inclined to choose it over the DeLite. So yeah, what Baader managed to achieve with the Morpheus lineup is undoubtedly very impressive. The 6.5mm is able to offer excellent optical performance in every category that matters, without any drawbacks worth mentioning. Seriously, I believe that somewhere between the attention to details and the optical performance, the Morpheus became one of my favorite eyepiece lineups. So if you are looking for a top-tier eyepiece for high-power observations that won't send your wallet screaming out of the room, then go for the Morpheus eyepiece and never look back. Anyway, that's been it. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about the Morpheus series in the comments below. I'm very interested. Thanks for watching and catch you guys in the next video.